So, yeah, what I like to think is that as a Christian, I don't think of myself more like Catholic, whereas if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going straight to hell. Because of what I've researched, I just don't think that, for instance, that how we are born, how we come to die is basically on a belief system, or it's basically how you are born. But the thing is, though, based on the paranormal, which I have actually or actually still am, still fond of, because I do tend to research that a lot. I do tend to like hold interest in that because I kind of know it does exist based on the shows and reality TV shows that have been on television. But there has to be a reason beyond positive and negative energy to why it exists in this day. So when I think of scientific intelligence and strategies and all sorts of knowledge that's been pushed into this world, such as through fiction, I look at parallels, like parallel continuity worlds out there compared to this one. But in actuality, that doesn't exist, because when I look at a time machine, and I really don't think a time machine does not exist in this world, because of one reason. First of all, when you create a machine, you don't even know where it's going to send you. You don't even know what it's going to do. It will probably vaporize you. You won't even know that. So why would you want to involve yourself in those risks? I mean, certainly I have thought about that myself, maybe returning to a past time, maybe to rewrite my mistakes. But the more I tend to think of myself more as a leader, whereas I tend to engage upon my whole designer job as to becoming more symbolic, as a symbolic web designer, I tend to evolve myself to tell myself why. So, like that of an artist, I negotiate among clients, seek ideas among people to build up all my approaches, seek solutions, creating something that completely is original, out of the ordinary, compared to, as a web designer, my primary skills to understand business. To be more precise, the reason I choose Business Savvy as my main business skill is because I can work with non-business or everyday challenges. I can get through those as I can comprehend trends and all available options. To pinpoint that out of the ordinary, you need to be able to acquire as the implementer among solutions and requests. It's in my blog, so if you want to go ahead and read all that, you're welcome to. Maybe you want to use some of that detail for yourself, you're welcome to. Well, benefiting those odds, you need to be more analytical to think about it. You can't just assume just so fast. You gotta work up details, think about this. So when I tend to be more blunt to hasty, you need to acquire a taste for things, as one who is very artistic should show for. Like, for instance, are you a team collaborator? Do you do you have the likeliness of discernment? Are you a fast and easy learner? One who knows how to take notes of the assignment and get it done directly as planned. By the way, I'm reading off of my webpage here, blog. But judgment on my working decisions. I can compose adequate tracery to my clients, an excellent thing, and can share and show my knowledge with word processing machines and electronics I can use. So, the more I show my knowledge off or share with word processing machines, and as my designer skills grow, I do tend to think that I'm more seen as a designer, a web designer, and I do know how to also indicate that even through outside of the internet. I don't think it has to be internet. It can also be public, so long as you know what you're doing, such as why I supply business cards with me every day. So just as I can work with different forms of design, I do tend to express my leadership more. Also trying to entrail people to follow my ways through experience. Because maybe I can help people. That's what I tend to believe. I don't want to believe that I can hurt people over this, because I do know, in fact, that there is a way to overcome spiritual warfare. Such as when you come across, when I look at the paranormal, I tend to think of these dark and gruesome spirits, such as poltergeists, or demonic spirits, fallen angels, especially things that will actually come into your house, haunt you. That actually is true, because people do have stories, they do have tales, and a lot of times you just don't know what's really around. that's watching you. So when you come to think about it, what really matters is that you are put on this world to do something about your life. You're not really put on this world to go and just put yourself out there as some kind of tool, specimen. You're actually put on this world to actually do something about life, to help out the economy as a whole. You're not meant to shut down. You're not meant to commit suicide. You're actually meant to be more seen as somebody more interdependent, not independent. So what I do is that I have been researching, because over the times of me being depressed over the years, I've come to think that life itself is more of a time conspiracy compared to music and fiction and non-fiction that exists in this life. Which I do believe that the evil that we are seeing today in this world is nothing satanic, people. It's not satanic anymore. I believe that this is more seen as ice darkness, not fire darkness, such as Satan. I do believe this will shock you, Christians, but overcoming what's been said even in sources called the Dark Bible, which I have actually read, but still to this day have not trashed away my beliefs to thinking that this book is actually genuine. Because why would it still be in my hands if I have not burned it yet? I will not burn it. But necessary, is it everything? I do tend to think more on my thoughts that the more that I address carefully, the part of me that worries me is the fact from anxiety, but still nobody among me can really understand that because clearly they're not me. I thought clearly that I had the answer, but despite the meaning I grasp, I've always been in the wrong point in time that can't seem to understand why. So I don't quite understand feelings of power. Feelings of rage, feelings of sadness, feelings of lust are all caused by something inside us all. Which technically is, it's actually part of our systems, really. That's what sin is. It's uncontrollable desires that we just really can't seem to shake off. But the more that you do tend to think of yourself more as a person who sort of thinks of himself as a god worshiper, or